Good day, and thank you for having me. My name remains Olukunle Abrahams, and of course, we would be looking at something very, very important in this video. Well, for me, I feel just telling people not to give up is not enough. We should tell ourselves what to do if we are not to give up. I mean, something must fill in the gap. And so we will be looking at all of that this morning. But 3 points very quickly. We all just need to understand that number one, you are not in your situation alone. You are not the only one in that problem. Quite a number of people who are also having issues. Your marriage is not just the way your marriage is not peculiar with the kind of problems that you have there. There are other marriages too, some of which you see outside there and you are like, oh wow, I love my marriage to be like this. But then, back home, they don't even love what you think you love. So it's not about, just killing yourself saying that you have love, that your marriage is like this other person's, or, why is my problem? Why am I just like this? Why am I just like that? Why are things just not working for me? Blah, blah, blah. Why are this? Why are not this? And all of that. But the truth of the matter is, one, you must understand that you are not in that alone. You are not alone in that issue. Elijah thought he was the only one left. But then there were 450 who were not on the street, who were also hiding. God kept them. And so he also was supposed to, what he was doing was just in line with what he was supposed to be doing at that time. Hiding, running for his life. And so if you ought to run for your life and you stay there, that will be tantamount to foolishness. And so, number two thing you also have to understand is that you must understand that failure makes success stories complete. Failure makes success stories complete and more interesting. So without failures, your story will be incomplete and of course will be less interesting. And so when you encounter failures in the course of life, especially in times like this, then you should be of good cheer. The Bible even acknowledges or even encourages us that we should be of good cheer when we go through trials and temptations, terrible times. When times are hard, we should count it all joy because the end result will always be beautiful. And so number three thing you also need to understand is that you must understand that giving up is never or has never been the option for people who have succeeded or successful people in life, or if you would want to succeed in life. Giving up, I beg your pardon, is never an option. You should take it out of the list. Take it out of the list. Why would you want to take your life for crying out? I believe this video is for somebody. Don't take your life. Don't take your life. Why would you be? Don't be depressed for anything. There are people going through worse situations than you are going through. I bet you. There are people going through worse situations than you are going through. As a matter of fact, you even have better resources. You even have better things than others have. You are not the least of all. And so that you're going through something does not make you a blockhead or something. That you have failed severally does not make you the worst. But then the truth remains that giving up is never an option for anyone who's going to succeed in life. Now, what are the things to do? Very quickly. But then before, the things you should do will include 3 things that you've got to check. You've got to check them now, but you also need to check them frequently as you move on in life. You've got to check them now and also check them frequently as you move on in life. The first question you should ask yourself, am I doing my passion? Does what I do or what I'm trying to do, does it resonate with me? I mean, the real me. Does it resonate with me? What I'm doing now, I'm doing freely. I just left the radio station and here I am in the studio again. Does it resonate with you? Are you just pouring out yourself? Are you just pouring out your passion? Interested, you must know that. You must be able to answer that question. Does what I do, does it resonate with me? The second thing you must ask yourself is that, am I doing what I'm doing for the right reasons? Am I doing what I am doing for the right reasons? And of course, the right reasons, which ties every one of us together, is to better the lives of others. Not for any selfish interest. If whatever you're doing now is for yourself alone, forget it. You're not going far. It's going to die with you. But if it's about people, if it's about the next person, if it's about your neighbor, then you will go far. You will go far. So, whatever you're trying to do, second question you should ask is, am I doing it for the right reasons? No, I'm just trying to show up, let people know that I also have arrived. Number 3, am I at the right location? Location matters a lot. It's not about what the economy is saying. In Genesis chapter 26, the Bible says that Isaac at a point wanted to leave town. And I think this goes to somebody, not everybody, this particular point. Maybe you want to leave town because of the economic situation. I tell you, it's not better off outside there, except you are sent. God told him, stay there. There was famine in the land. He said, stay there. Stay there. Stay there. Come to think of it, Nigeria is going through so much hardship at this time. People are practically begging for food. Practically begging for food. A lot of us, a lot of people around here are just struggling to survive. But you know what? In the midst of it all, no matter how small, I still see a light at the end of the tunnel. There will always be light at the end of the tunnel. There is nothing that has a beginning that doesn't have a end. Only God does. Every other thing, we always have an end. It started at a point. Things were never like this in the 60s or in the 70s till the 80s. And so that means if it started at a point. And so if it started at a point, then it will have an end. There will still be life. Things will still be good. These killings and kidnappings will stop. We will come to love ourselves. We will come to believe in unity and peace. I was discussing with somebody yesterday, an importer, who was telling me, I said, why have you not sold this car of yours that you've been carrying around for quite some time now? Oh, he said the price is very expensive. I said, oh, come on. What if prices drop? He said it will never drop. Oh, come on. I kept quiet and I smiled. This guy is beginning to talk like that man that was on whose hand the king was resting, minister for economics in 2 Kings chapter 7. When Elisha came and said, look, come on, by this time tomorrow, things are going to go down by 100%. Whatever is being sold for 100 now will go down to 1 naira. And I said, he said, even if God opened, that was the height of it, to get God into the equation of his unbelief. And so I saw that picture, and so I kept quiet. But deep down in my heart, I know something is going to happen that's going to rescue Nigeria from the situation it is today. I don't know how it's going to happen. We are neck deep into debt. Another set of bills. Borrowings are already been passed already. About 2-point-something trillion to be borrowed again from the same people, which is tantamount to the slavery of the country. Because I'm made to understand that the more we borrow from them, the more our currency is being devalued. I'm not an economics person. Yes, we did a little of that in school. But if that be the case, we have somebody who is God, who can rescue us from the situation, the way he rescued Samaria from Syria. And so, your location matters. Isaac wanted to leave the land. And so God said, no, stay there. Stay there. Don't leave. Don't leave. Stay there. Do you want to leave? Make sure you're leaving for the right reason. Wherever you're staying, even in the country, make sure you're staying there for the right reasons. It must be not just for your own selfish interest. It must be that place where the purpose of God for your life will be fulfilled. Where you'll be able to pour out yourself for others to drink from. Where you'll be able to put yourself on the table for others to feed on. Where people need you. Number 4, get away from distraction and distractors. Get away from distractors and distractions. All those side talks that don't resonate with your dreams. Stay away from them. You might have to do away with certain type of friends. You might have to get away from them. If you do not leave them alone, they're going to push you into the track, into the dungeon. They're going to put you into the pits. They're going to keep your hands bound. You would never achieve anything. Especially for those of you who are still young. You won't take anything out of life if you continue to hang around them. Oh, you cannot. Have you ever seen such a thing happen before? Oh, anything. Well, it doesn't happen. People who believe that nobody does good without going into crime. People who, whenever they see anybody driving a good car, they say, oh, he's a thief. He has stolen money. Not everybody who rides good cars has stolen money. There are lots of people doing very well. And they're doing legitimate business. Legitimate opportunities and privileges. So, get yourself away from such people. Who believes that when somebody builds a oh, he's a thief. He's a thief. He's a thief. Their mindsets are terrible. Their mindsets are horrible. You've got to work on that. Get away from them. They are distractors. They never see anything good coming out of Nazareth. You're Nazareth. And I tell you, you've got a lot of good things in you. Number 5, create a niche for yourself. In the midst of this all, create a niche for yourself. You see, as long as you are alive, there is hope for you. That is the truth. Job made it clear. Job 14, he made it clear. A tree that has been cut down, said even by the scent of water, it will come back to life. Scent, a smell of it. It will come back to life. You are only cut down by the economy. You are only cut down by devaluing of currencies. You are only cut down by the hardship of economy. So, create a niche for yourself. Create a brand around yourself. Now, I am creating a brand for myself. If you check all my videos, you discover that they go in the same direction. To better people's lives. They head in the same direction. No criticism of any kind. If there's going to be any, it must be positive. I'm here for you. To talk to you. To let you know, to show you the way. Create a niche for yourself. Have a name. Build your name around the products, around the service. Build a name. The Bible says a good name is better. Better, much, much better than silver and gold. So it doesn't matter how much money you put together. Without a good name, it won't last. And so, create a niche for yourself in the midst of this whole darkness. Your light will shine. Number 6. Understand that no other person can take your place in the whole world except they are trained for it, which will cost a lot. Because you who have the gift inherent has refused to let it out. You know what? People suffer for not filling your space. People suffer for you not filling your space. A lot of people suffer for it. Nations suffer for it. There are no two you. There is only one of you. People, a million people can look like you, but they are not you. Our fingerprints differ. Note it and understand it about yourself. That I am me, and there is no other me. And if I don't do what I'm born to do, what I am created to do, somebody else will do it at a cost. Because the ones that are not born, that don't have it inherent in them, will have to go through a training. They have to be taught. That will take time. It will cost money. And the time between you not doing what you are born to do and them being trained to do what you were born to do in addition to their own. That's why you see some people have to do 2-3 things. Because you are not filling your space. Understand it. And number 7, appreciate timing. Avoid unnecessary comparison. Avoid unhealthy comparison. Avoid unhealthy comparison. Unhealthy comparison. Unhealthy comparison. Make sure you are running your own race. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1b says there is a time for every purpose under heaven. You are the purpose. You are the purpose. You are the purpose there being mentioned. There is a time for every one of us. I have a reason why I am in the world at this time. Esther chapter 4, it said, who knows? Who knows? If you have been sent into the kingdom at such a time like this, Mordecai said to Esther. Who knows? Who knows? And so God will not waste his resources bringing me into this world for no reason. He has put in me what it takes to withstand the times that we are in. To withstand it. Your time is now. Your time is not in the 60s. Your time is not in the 70s. Your time is not in the 80s. Your time is not in the 90s. Your time is now. And you must show forth. And you know what? The world continues in its travail until you fulfill your purpose. Until you start to do your bit. I believe this is an awakening call for you. As I do my part, you wake up and do your part. It's time for everything. It's time for everybody. Don't compare yourself with anybody. Oh, he's doing well. Thumbs up. You will also do well at your own time, in your own timing. No comparison. No comparison. Comparison are unhealthy when it is not with the right people. Be sure you are running your own race and not another's. Many get out too early while they ought to be gestating or planning. Run out early while they ought to be gestating or planning. There is a gestation period. The gestation period for the elephants, about 2 years, about 18 months. While the chicken will be done in 21 days. You eat corn in 2-3 months. There are even faster ones now. Faster breeds now. But for cocoa, you need about 6 to 10 years before you start. Come on. Run your own race. And don't run another. Probably you are supposed to still be gestating. You are doing well. You're supposed to still be planning. Maybe that's why things look quiet around you. Understand all these things. And so people who get out too early when they are supposed to be gestating, most of them fall. When they fall, they say, I failed. And you know what? Failure is not what people say it is. You have only failed when you fall and remain there. You have not failed when you fall. You have only failed when you fail to get up when you fall. Thank you very much for having me. Please share this video with somebody. Not for any reason, but for the content to get to where the people you ought to get to. I mean, a lot of people are committing suicide at this time. What a very gory video. A young man walked into the road. It was that CCTV camera that captured it. I mean, he ran under the trailer himself. Gory. And so you have homes that have been shattered at the moment. these are things that you should do when, or let me say, in place of giving up. Thank you very much for having me. Once again, my name is Olukunle Abraham. God bless you. Bye-bye.